West.
Thanks very much, Tony. In fact, it bucketed down here in the night. There were some sticky patches around the square, and so we had a delayed resumption at 12:45, and this was the state of play when they came out again. Essex were 131 for 4, Graham Gooch having survived a controversial run-out decision, 57, and his captain Fletcher, no score. And so they needed another 94 runs of 23 overs and 2 balls at a touch over 4 runs and over, with 6 wickets remaining. On a pitch distinctly devoid in pace, Gooch and Fletcher carried on this morning untroubled, and were picking it up with the score in the 47th over on 167 for 4. Things looking increasingly promising for Essex. And here's Cardigan Connor bowling to the Essex captain, Keith Fletcher.
And LBW. Fletcher knew when the roar of the crowd came that there was no escape, trying to force Cardigan Connor away. And that's the breakthrough Hampshire wanted so desperately. The batsman is Alan Lilly. 58 to win, 13.2 overs. The rate just creeping up a little bit, 4.35.
Cowley bowling to Lilly. And a pretty good whack. Hit it very hard indeed. Just clearing the ropes. Very honest shot. Down to 3.5 and over now. All but. $200 up. Hampshire now reduced to needing something miraculous.
Nicholas may have got himself into a little bit of a problem here with his bowlers. Cowley still has 3 overs to go and Marshall only has 1. And that's made it a little better for Hampshire. Cardigan Connor has picked up Lilly, caught by Cowley, away out on the boundary.
Really, no need to do that, as we've said all along. He really could get them in ones at the moment, but he's played that way from the word go, and he kept on playing that way. But he's played pretty well for Essex. He's left them with no real pressure now.
David East is the new batsman. There was a man out there, Robin Smith. It's an important catch, and he's taken it beautifully. Hampshire back in the game. It's a brilliant fielder, Robin Smith. Away at deep mid-wicket. David East hit it perfectly, but not quite in the right spot. And the spectators hardly able to bear it.
Well, they saw the advantage of the slightly bigger boundary on this side, and a pretty good catch there by Robin Smith, because in fact he took a big divot out with his foot as he was catching it, and slipping a little bit, but again going for a big hit. It's a slow wicket, so it's not the easiest thing in the world to do 6. And there you could see as he gets the big divot that comes out with his foot, but he held it safely and a very good catch. But with Hampshire having to bowl a joke bowler, I really can't see why Essex are taking so many risks at the moment, and probably they haven't worked out the fact that somebody has to bowl one over from one of the not unrecognised bowlers.
Now, there's all the problems of getting the field sorted out. Gooch and Stuart Turner. Batsman in at the moment. Gooch is 90. Now Cowley to Turner. Well fielded. Just the spot for Turner to hit it.
Well bowled there, good length, leg and middle is where he's got to bowl it, and Turner just managed to push it back firmly, but Cowley stopping it.
again. Now the crowd is starting to roar.
And bite the fingernails as well, I think, the two of them. But well bowled again, round about the leg and middle. And Turner unable to get it away.
Fielded.
Well, good again. Very straight again, round about middle. 3 good deliveries on the trot there. Well bowled, very well bowled this. Not an easy situation, but Nigel Cowley, a pretty experienced campaigner in these sort of matches. She's really excited now.
At 6. Well, despair for Hampshire. Absolute despair. Another yard or two lower. The man out on the boundary, Tim Tremlett, would have had a chance. As it was, it's a great hit from Stuart Turner. Now, will it be Smith? No, Smith's being relieved of the responsibility, and it's going to go to Gordon Greenwich.
Well, the last time I saw Gordon bowl, there were just a few little medium paces, but he was reasonably steady, but it's a pretty big pressure over is this for him. Probably his first over of the season.
Now, 2 runs needed. Gooch has the strike, and he has 6 balls. That's wide, and it's also gone for the bye. Right, now Gooch is just going down to tell Turner that he doesn't need to do anything. Don't get out, is the answer. Nicholas is going up to Greenwich to tell him to take a wicket. The rules of this competition are that in the event of a tie, the side losing the lesser number of wickets shall be the winner. So Essex have 7 down compared to Hampshire's 8, so they're in a good position there. If they're all out, the side with the highest overall scoring rate will be the winner. Here's Greenwich to Turner. Turner survives. Now, 1 ball to go, and Greenwich needs to take one of the more important wickets of his cricket career. Now, Gooch is just querying things with Keith Fletcher out in the Essex dressing room, and he also wants to know from the umpires what is happening. He's established to his own satisfaction that what they need to do is survive this 1 ball. Gordon Greenwich is going to come around the wicket. And Essex have won. Scores are tied, but Essex win because they lost only 7 wickets compared with Hampshire's 8.
Exciting stuff through to the very last ball, although I think with Graham Gooch in firm control there, not out 93, and with the old pro Stuart Turner knowing exactly what he was doing, that there wasn't all that much anxiety in the Essex camp. Through to the bowling then, and we'll see the most successful members of the attack were Cardigan Connor, 3 for 52, Captain Mark Nicholas, 2 for 41, and Cowley, 1 for 45. All the figures pretty useful, but of course not quite useful enough, and Essex going through by losing fewer wickets. The man of the match was declared by Jim Parks, father, of course, of the Hampshire keeper, the old England keeper himself, and his father Jim Parks, also Sussex man, honest and true. Graham Gooch, and I think Jim Parks here making the award had no more doubt than Baruch Engineer up at Worcester and Tim Robinson. So there is the final lineup, Essex against Nottinghamshire, and of Essex it can be said yet another one-day final. Their honours board already replete with trophies, but as Keith Fletcher observed to me, it's their second one-day final this season. They lost the Benson and Hedges final to Leicestershire, and now they intend to win one. And as for Hampshire, I think hearts may bleed yet again for them, still waiting for their first big one-day final at Lord's. And just to say, from Southampton, that we'll be back in business at the Oval next week, Thursday next week, with England going into the last encounter of the Cornhill series, 1 up and 1 to play. Goodbye.